Warning, it's code orange time. And if you're in the Halloween community, you know that means that the big box stores have brought out their Halloween. Well, it's more Summerween, but they have brought it out. And I am on a no spend month. So I might be very, I don't know, talkative about it and very sad about it at the same time. However, I'm the type of person that says Halloween starts on July 5th. And so this is honestly a perfect month to be doing a no spend so I can like gather up my thoughts and think about what I really want to purchase. This year, I'm just going to end up doing tablecloths and bed sheets. That's what I did last year. And I'm seeing one right now. And it's from TJ Maxx, I believe. It's called Feelin' Spooky. It says Coquette Witch Sheet Set. So it's bows and witch hats, which is kind of cute. I may purchase that, maybe not, but I'm going to take a gander. And I'm very, very excited to see this year's tablecloths and fabrics or bed sheets. I purchased those and those only so that I can get fabric. We no longer have Jopan. We no longer have Joanne. R.I.P. She was the reason why I got into sewing. And currently, Michaels does not do seasonal fabrics. On top of that, Michaels does not give any discounts for fabrics. If you cut by the yard, there are no discounts. I don't do fat quarters because I am not a quilter. And most of my fabric purchases are for bigger items. If I'm going to purchase fabric and there's no discounts, I'm going to go online and purchase it elsewhere with somebody I trust more, and I don't have to ask the cutting counter person from the very front of the store to come all the way to the back of the store, because that should be a dedicated role, Michael's Corporate, to have somebody cut fabric for me. Anyways, just wanted to let you guys know, code orange, it is time to do some spooky crafting. Speaking of spooky crafting, I'm watching Jade the Libra, and she mentioned something about like coastal goth, and that is my vibe. Very fortunate for me. I think if that trends, I might be in trouble. Currently, this is a little bit off topic. I am working on a shawl, very coastal colors. This is the colorway Lagoon. And I do plan on, once I gather up some fabrics, which won't be this month, I will be making yet another pirate outfit, a sailor outfit. I am somebody who loves sailor outfits. I grew up on Sailor Moon. Seifuku is like, I do enjoy Seifuku, but the association is practically just Sailor Moon or high school, middle school uniforms. And that's not what I want to be known for. I'm more into 1940s sailor outfits. I'm really into the 1940s aesthetic. I love the silhouette. So I do have a pattern. It is a little bit smaller on me now, but it might be a good time to purchase a new... Another week. Hold on. I apologize. I was in the middle of uploading or exporting a video and it scared me that it started playing. I don't know why CapCut does it. As soon as it's done exporting, it starts playing and I'm like, please don't. I'm trying to peacefully crochet and watch my videos. Back to what I was talking about. I think I might this year purchase a new sewing pattern. The last time I purchased a sewing pattern like thoughtfully and not on a whim, I think was probably towards the end of Joann's being shut down. So currently the only fabric store I go to in person is all the way out in like, is that Altamont Springs? I don't remember. It's not here. It's way out of my way, and it's at least an hour and a half drive. And I only go there once in a blue moon if my friend asks me to bring them. But at this point, I just don't even want to make the trip out there because the gas is just too expensive. That being said, the last time I purchased a sewing pattern before that was when Joanne shut down, and it was all like, I don't know, $5. And I'm like, okay, I have to have this. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's from having white face paint on because I do fun makeup. But prior to that, I think the last time I like meaningfully purchased a 1940s pattern was 3 years ago. And that might be one of the reasons why I don't want to sew, is because I don't have a pattern that I really want to sew with. Most of the patterns I have are either too small or they're patterns that don't fit my aesthetic anymore. So that being said, I think what I want to do is purchase a new sailor outfit pattern. And I want to do a 1940s one. I'm probably going to switch out the sleeves, depends on what it is. We're going to have like nice fluffy, puffy sleeves. I'll ruminate on it. And if I get to a solution at the end of this week, I'll show you guys. If not, then this was just a discussion for me to have out loud so I can start getting the gears turning. All right, I'm going to upload this video and then get excited for sewing season. So recently I posted on TikTok a video of my yarn pool with this little guy, hold up, this spinny thing, and my one night watch yarn. So I think that might be something that I might do to continue sharing music in the future, because I miss sharing music on TikTok in short form. I think I might just limit it to TikTok and stories on Instagram. But I think this is fun, like just listening to music and yarn. I'm romanticizing being home. Hello, everybody. Good morning or good evening. I haven't talked to you guys all day. And the reason to that is because I forgot that I was supposed to hang out with my in-laws today. It is now 9:56 p.m. and I am home. We did get a couple things done, though. I brought my travel bag, so we worked on finishing this beret base, and then we started another one all the way up until the decrease, well, the solid rows where you don't have to think about what you're doing. You just gotta keep crocheting. But my hands got tired, so I was like, I'm gonna put this down. Additionally, on trend for me this month, or this past 2 weeks, apparently, is me losing stuff. I have lost my headphones, and it is a necessity for me to have headphones. I am very, very music oriented. I cannot live a day without listening to some sort of music. I work a job where the silence will literally kill me. Okay, I say literally. I just cannot be in a silent area. I always need noise stimulation. And like, yeah, sure, the fans are going on, but I think I'll go crazy if I do not listen to music. I've had to use emergency money to purchase these headphones, and I'm kind of upset with myself because I just keep on losing stuff, and I'm just tired of losing stuff. So Apollo says hi, and he's kind of noisy. Anyways, I'm probably going to go to bed right now. Maybe. I'm going to lay down and think of my consequences. God, I hate how my brain works. Good morning, everybody. I am sitting in the parking lot for work. Sorry for all the seasickness here. But I'm sitting in the parking lot for work. I'm about to go in. I cast on a new bow. This is what we're working on after work because I'm off at 5:15. I'm not going to try to get off earlier because my husband's not home. So I'm just going to sit over here while I wait out traffic. Fridays usually aren't too bad, but a lot of times they still are. I did borrow my husband's headphones. He doesn't use them as often anymore. He's not allowed to at work. So he's letting me borrow them. However, they're not the same as mine. So it's a little bit hard to get used to. Don't shame me, but I bought some emergency headphones because that's my special interest. I can't go a day without music. We're just gonna pretend like I'm not talking to a phone and pretend like I'm talking to somebody through Bluetooth because there's somebody walking by. And I will go in and then we'll get some work done. Happy Pride Month, by the way. I forgot to tell y'all on June 1st, but it's been hectic over here. Happy Pride. Happy Pride. Good morning. Oh my God, there's still a fry from yesterday over here. Last night, I got off of work at the normal time. I didn't stay after work because traffic was only 52 minutes when I clocked out. So I was like, it's only a 5-minute more drive. And it was not bad at all. I did stop by Publix, which isn't really important. I just went grocery shopping. But delivered to me yesterday were my headphones. Of course, I got them in pink. because I love the color pink. There was a mint green one too, and I'm starting to really like mint green, but here they are. Gotta get them charged. Ah, I can't wait to have my own headphones again. I mean, I only went one day without my headphones. Not to sound ungrateful, but the pain in my ear from the size of his little earbuds, his big earbuds, rather, and the lack of bass and the sound quality was so much different. His earbuds cost so much more than me, and I'm not an audiophile by any means. However, I do know sound quality differences, and that one was a definitely a different sound quality. I think it might be that his headphones allowed in sound, and that's why I didn't like them. Not that I don't want to allow in sound, but like I prefer noise canceling because when I'm going grocery shopping, I don't want to hear the chatter around me. It's one of the reasons why I have my earplugs in. I've had over here this sitting to be finished. I just haven't gotten around to it because, quite frankly, I don't know what uses I will have with it. I'm thinking maybe doing like a little strap on the side and then like have a loopy strap and then have a long strap. That way you can like tie it into your bootleg, your belt loop, and like have a little star dangling on the side, or a rocket ship, because last night right before I fell asleep, because I came home and I was just like, I don't want to do anything. Like yesterday it wasn't exhausting by any means, I just didn't feel like talking. You guys know about like Victorian pockets and how like they kind of just tied them on their hips? That's kind of what I was thinking with this. It's definitely not like a Victorian pocket. Victorian pockets are more like pouch like. And like at the end of the day, this is kind of a pouch. But theirs was more like long drawstring, kind of not drawstrings, but long strings that they tied on the side of their hip. I don't know if I want to make one that's long enough for your side of the hip. I could possibly actually just separately do that. Actually, I'm going to do like a whole bunch of different things. So I might do like little loops on the side, and then I will do a small drawstring thing so that I can not drawstring. Why do I keep on saying that? But yeah, that way I can put my phone in here and then put my headphones in here. And that way I kind of have a portable pocket. I don't know. I say that and I have all these like crochet bags inside my actual backpack that I never use, and they quite frankly get in my way. They're organizing. I think the thing is, my bag is a loungefly. I no longer collect loungeflies, but because I have so many of them, I feel obligated to use them. Honestly, I should just sell them off or donate them or give them away. I don't know. They're more for decor now. Either way, not important. I want something that's small that I can accessorize myself with. That's the goal. Because, like, I've lost so many things recently, right? I lost my headphones. I lost my keys. And maybe I could just, like, use this as a way to, like, clip it onto my keys. I'd have to, like, do something where I cover this. Or I could stick it in here and then it wouldn't fall out. I don't know. I need more ways to secure my stuff. Like, yesterday, I think one of the reasons why I was so tired yesterday was because, like, not gonna lie, I cried a little bit because growing up undiagnosed for 30 years, ADHD, autistic, anytime that bad things would happen in my life and it was my own fault, because I should be able to keep control of everything, I should be able to handle everything, I should be able to, like, just not forget things. I got into trouble a lot. I had people leave me a lot. I've had people like just be disgusted with me so many times. I thought about those times so many times while I was working yesterday and how great I have it right now, like with my family, with, well, not my actual blood family, but my in-laws and my husband and my friends. Like, I'm so lucky to have people who understand that I do this and it's not because I purposely do it or there's anything wrong. I mean, it depends on who you ask, but like there's nothing wrong with me. It's literally the way that my brain was wired, and like that I I just feel so lucky to be in this position where people don't want me to like go to some kind of camp or something because I keep on losing things, and it's just so great that I don't know, man. I'm just so lucky. Anyways, I'm gonna work on editing my video and then getting these set up. I just wanted to update you guys on why I didn't talk yesterday. Great news. My headphones, they're phenomenal. The bass is boosted. They fit in my ear snugly. They're not gonna fall out. Oh, these are cheap ones too. They're like 17 bucks. So I'm not gonna advertise where I got them unless you really, really, really need to know. Like, they're not super high quality earbuds either. Like, I don't know. I like having noise canceling. It feels so good on my ears. I tried to do like kind of an Ace inspired eye look today because I am Ace. I also don't have anything else to say about that. But I've been working on this, and then I also have been working on uploading the video. I think I told you guys I was editing the video for this week's Let's Play and Craft, which I'm having so much fun with in general. I want to get into live streaming because I think if I live stream, it won't affect my main page. And I know there's quite a few of y'all who, well, just in general, crafting people and gaming people aren't always the same niche. And I know it's the same with like reading people and crafting people. That's also not the same niche. So I guess I'm kind of niching myself into a corner, but I don't really care about all that. I just want to make it a little bit prettier, I guess. I don't know. Because, like, there's a lot of moments in my videos where it's silent and I'm just, you know, crafting. And I'm hoping in the future, if I do live streams, then I'll have somebody to talk to if I live stream. I'm going to live stream on YouTube. I don't know about Twitter yet, but Twitter, not that one. What's the other one? Twitch. Yeah, that's how much I don't know about it. But yeah, I think that would be interesting in the future. I put it in my description that in the future I will be working on setting up my live stream stuff because I know that you can use your phone as a webcam. And currently I have this phone that I'm recording you guys on. This is my current phone, like my actually active phone. And I have an old phone from before I got this phone. I made sure to keep it because I have a lot of memories on there and I didn't want to transfer it over here when there's like no space on here anyways. I miss the days of where we could use like SanDisk drives, SD cards, I guess they're called. Can you tell how old I am? Please. Anyways, I miss those days where you could just like insert your SD drive or take it out and everything was just saved on the SD drive. And I don't know, it's just, there's a lot of things that technology is great for, but also we live in a capitalistic world where everything is made to not last and everything is made to just, I don't know, make you want to buy. And I hate that. It is what it is. I mean, it doesn't have to be what it is. Another thing I have done in my descriptions, I've taken out my RedNote link. I don't think I want to upload there anymore. I feel bad because, I mean, I've been active since 2021 kind of ish. No, not 2021. That's too early. 2023. To be honest, I don't interact with people on there and I feel bad that I don't interact. It's just too much for me to be interacting on so many social media sites. I interact here on YouTube, even though I'm really, really bad at it. I try to get to it as soon as I can. I interact on Instagram. I interact on TikTok. And then sometimes I'll interact on my business TikTok as well. And then very, very, very rarely, because I do actually have a Facebook. I just never use it. It's linked to my Instagram. And because it's linked to my Instagram, my business account at least, when I post on my Instagram, I'll see the notification that somebody on Facebook interacted. And I'm like, oh, shoot, I actually IRL know these people. I should probably be nice to them since they were nice enough to give me a friend request way back in the day or something. I don't know. It's just, I feel guilty if I don't. Anywho, I took it out of my bio or description box because I don't plan on using it actively anymore. I don't plan on uploading there anymore. It was fun for a while. It's just too much for me to manage. And plus I only use it to like get inspiration for crochet patterns. A little bit of sewing. but mostly crochet. Well, we're gonna wait for this to upload. I'm gonna continue listening to music because I feel like I missed a whole day of listening to music yesterday because of everything. All right, music and crochet time. Yippee! Alrighty, friends. We just finished quite a bit of the quest line in Final Fantasy 14, and like I got to a part where I got a little bit sad and emotional, and I needed that break from after that because I'm like, oh, this is like real, like in my real life. It kind of feels like something that's happened to me. So, anyways, while we're waiting for my phone to charge and all that jazz, we are working on this, which I was working on earlier too, but we are done with the second portion of the motif. We have this much yarn left. And I don't know, like, I think this one's really, really pretty too. I'm probably just going to stick to the keeping in stock the black one, the green one, and probably the red one because those are my three favorite colorways of that yarn series. I am looking online right now, it's 30% off. And I know it's a no spend month. However, business expenses are a different thing. I have tons of stuff that I could do instead, but I am like really into doing these shawls right now. And because I don't have anything planned, I need to start looking for August and September markets. There is a farmer's market local to me. It's $50 to enter, but they're held on Sundays. It's hard to give away shifts on Sundays, to be honest, but that's an option. I just don't want to really start doing that. I mean, it's June now, so there should be like some pop-ups slowly picking up for August markets. I don't know, y'all. Thinking about it. I don't remember if I told y'all, but my sister-in-law ordered me some, what is it? Cube organizer things. The things I use for my markets. She got me some in pink. So I think this is like payment for getting her into a market because we're going to share a market booth in October up in Jacksonville. I just want to get her feet in the door really because I think she has so much potential. I think she struggles with just like getting herself out there. And I think she also struggles with thinking that people won't enjoy her art. I think she does phenomenal stuff. She showed me some of the stuff because I've never really seen her like sketches. She's a painter. She's a hand drawing artist. I don't know any of these terms. She is a physical media artist, but she's been doing a lot of mixed media lately. But, oh, it comes with one of these. Perfect, because I needed another one of these and another mallet. And I can replace some of the ones that I thought I lost. But these ones are in the color pink. Ugh. They're so cute. I'm not going to do a mock table setup right now because I don't have anything planned anytime soon. So I plan on with the market with her. We're still going to just do 2 tables, but I'm going to lift my art up on the side table because I want to make sure I still have my clothing rack because I am getting pretty up there with how much clothes I'm bringing now. And I think having my bandanas sit up kind of like stacked on 2 of those cubes. So, okay, here's what I did at the last market. We had one of these guys with a 1 panel, 2 panel, and the top panel was where this was hanging. The stars were dangling from it, and then the bottom panel was empty in front, and in front of that, I put some art in front of that. So the thought process is to do that across the other table that's going this way. So this is the main table. Okay, for your guys' view. Main table back here, and then table actually on this side. We'll do this side for now. This side we have her like paintings. So we're gonna get her like little stands that she can prop her art up on, and then her canvases on rather. And then we're gonna do 2 panels. 1 panel here that her art is gonna go in front of those panels, and the panel up here we're gonna have these guys hanging, and we're gonna have my bandanas hanging from there because I don't really like think well, it depends on the bandana. I don't really think I'm a bandana artist. The only reason why I really did the Destiny bandanas was because my husband has metal. Oh, actually, let me go show you the metal stuff that he ordered recently that I'm going to steal. I'm sitting at my husband's desk, and boy, does it feel weird, but there's my yarn wall, by the way. That painting my sister-in-law drew for me. It's of me, for me. Yeah, that's my yarn wall. Anyways, at my husband's desk, we have 2 new items. We have these guys right here, They're like little dart things. Spikes, that's what they're called. They're little spikes. And then we have these morning stars. Oop, this side. I'm probably not going to use the morning stars as much as he is, but that's really fun. I know he's trying to get into jewelry making. These are pointy, but I want to put them on my bandanas. And I don't know what idea I have for the next bandana. Hold on. Sorry, I think we got a wedding invitation. This wedding is in Mexico. There's no way we're going. I don't know what I want to make using these, because these ones don't really come with that much. So I want to be work with these sparingly. Whereas these ones come with a lot, and there's a bunch of different sizes, I think is what he said. So these ones I'll probably work with soon. I'm not stealing, okay? I know I said I'm stealing it from him. I'm definitely not stealing. I'm just borrowing. Borrowing a lot. All right, let me get back to work. Okay, so I've been super obsessed with Final Fantasy XIV. You guys probably won't hear the end of it until like another 2 months because it's my hyperfix. Well, it's not a hyperfixation. I don't know. It's my hobby right now. Anyways, 13 years ago, a creator, Velvet Fair, uploaded the very last moments in their game of Final Fantasy XIV. And if you don't know the lore of Final Fantasy XIV, well, there's so much lore to it. However, if you want to talk about like mechanics, gameplay lore, so when it was released, it didn't really have positive reviews. It didn't do very well. So the developers basically like nixed the whole entire thing by making like this whole calamity thing. And that's kind of what destroyed the original world. And then the current version of A Realm Reborn, Final Fantasy XIV, where you start off, is the aftermath of it. So somebody recorded the day that they closed all the servers to get that on there. And it's interesting because usually you see that one POV where everybody's just looking up into the sky, and then they cut to the cutscene or like whatever they uploaded on their, what's it called, their website. And it's fun to look at this because 13 years ago, I thought I saw 14 years ago, but if 13 years ago is correct, then that was 2013. That's when I started getting into Guild Wars, honestly. But also, that was an era. Like I was reading the text chat, and it's cute to see how much of that is still kind of around, but a lot of it was what the internet used to be. And I know I just talked about it recently. I think it was in my Let's Play. But the internet used to be so much more fun. And I think that's one of the reasons why I do like Final Fantasy XIV every time I come back, is because like it feels like old internet in a way. So it's been fun playing through this. I'm going to keep on saying that. I'm having fun, y'all. Good morning. We got a little bit of knitting done. We got about 9 rows done, I think. So it's like a row per minute, which is pretty great. It could have been a little bit faster, but my yarn keeps on getting stuck on other yarn because I center pull. So if I haven't been convinced before, I'm definitely convinced now that I really want to get a cake winder. I've been doing these vibey videos on my shorts, and oh god, I just broke my straw. I'm having such a terrible month, y'all. So that's pretty great. Well, okay, so okay. Oh, I have a metal straw somewhere in this car. Okay, anyways, I want to get a cake winder because I've been doing those vibey videos where I just like, I pull yarn, or I'm working on a project and I have music playing, and that's kind of the goal of my shorts in general, is to share music. I've named the playlist Sharing is Caring. It's literally just me sharing music that I'm actively listening to and on the project. And I think I can do that with cake, like winding cakes. Sorry, I'm just so distracted by the straw. Anyways, that's the plan. I had something else to tell you. Oh, yes. This morning I left the house a little bit later than I expected because I signed up for July's Goblin Market. And it's Sunday, so like the traffic wasn't bad at all. I got here with plenty of time to continue my travel knit project. I signed up for the July Goblin Market. It is indoors at the Oviedo Mall. I'm not expecting to get in. I'm never expecting to get in. I know I have like a very unique sense of style or like art. So sometimes I expect to get in, but either way, it's indoors. So I think this would be a perfect opportunity for me to sell off some of the stuff that I don't want in my inventory anymore, like some of the bandanas I have. And then on top of that, I can just do another market in July instead of having to wait all the way till October. The booth I signed up for was a 6x6, which is small. It's tiny. One table is 6 feet long. So I can't do my normal L shape. And so the thought process is doing one table and then doing my clothing rack. And then next to the clothing rack, I might do cubes because now I have 2 sets of cube organizers. So a set of cubes for all the stuff that I plan to discontinue or just want to get rid of. And then my table's going to be my main table. My clothing rack is going to be my main clothing rack. So I think that's going to be fun. I might actually, I don't know how I want to do it because I have to be ADA accessible. I was thinking about doing table, but that only leaves 2 feet of walking room. I don't know how, like, so it's 6 by something, and I don't know if it's 1 or 2 feet, the tables. I need to look into that. But if it's 6 by 2, so it would be 2 feet here, 2 feet on the other side, meaning that they'd only have 2 feet to walk between. So I don't want to do that to anybody. That's very unfair. Even like just able-bodied people, like that's just too small of a space. So, anywho's, I'm just thinking about what I need to do. If I get accepted. I'm not sure. I need to get my straw situation figured out. I need to get going to work, but we got some progress today and I'm pretty proud of it. I hate that every time I come on here, I feel like I'm complaining about my job, but at this point, I think it is time for me to find another job. I'm going to start with the negative thing so that when we move on to the positive thing, I'm going to feel better. Maybe. Who knows? There was a situation at work where I feel extremely violated, and I just don't think that I'm going to feel any better about it anytime soon. I don't know where else to start with this, except for saying that autism is not an excuse for you to be a shitty parent. A kid came up to me at my register, getting closer, asking what my name was, and I gave him my name twice. Just didn't think that he heard me, and then he wrapped his arm around me and tickled underneath my armpit. And for some that might seem like, oh, it's just a kid being a kid. This kid was 12 at the very least. He was a very big kid. I'm very touch adverse. I hate being touched. I confronted the parents about it extremely uncomfortably. I don't confront people ever. I'm not a confrontational person. I actually really, really hate that shit. And I went up to them as they were leaving. I'm like, hey, just so you know, your kid touched me inappropriately. That's not okay. And the parents, the mom specifically, was like, oh, he likes giving hugs. He's autistic. First of all, not a hug. Second of all, do not use my disability as an excuse for your terrible parenting. Your child is going to grow up thinking it's okay to touch people like that. Your child is not being told, hey, don't touch people. Your child is being told, hey, everything is okay because you're autistic. It's okay for you to do what you want to do because you're autistic. Because I'm a terrible parent and I don't want to parent my child who's autistic because they're too much for me. I felt nauseous all day. It felt like throwing up. I'm still kind of seeing black. I had to go home early. Like I could have went home earlier, but I drove all the way out to work, and going home after 4 hours of work isn't really something I can afford to do. Gas is way too expensive for me to be driving out there and then coming back after 4 hours. I feel so disgusted. I feel dirty. I just feel so violated. That boy is going to grow up to be a man thinking that it's okay to go up to women, badgering them about their name, and touching them inappropriately. He didn't grope me, but he still touched me. I told the parents, I'm like, yes, I absolutely understand he's autistic. I knew he was autistic because he came into the store listening to a certain clip of Shrek. I think it was Shrek 2 on repeat. I know the signs because I am also autistic. So I said, yes, I understand. I really, really understand because I too am autistic. That is not okay. And I think once I mentioned that I was also autistic, they were like, "Oh." They stopped talking, and I was like, "I'm just letting you know that's going to be a problem down the road." I wasn't going to call security on them because I understood that he was autistic, and I also understood that I could have lost my job if I had acted even worse than I did. Like like I said, I'm not a confrontational person. I If things happen, things happen. That was absolutely violating. That was not a hug. It's one thing. Like, kids will sometimes come up to me and hug me, and I'm like, okay, it's a kid, I'll hug them. That was a 12-year-old child who was almost as tall as I am. Granted, I'm only 5'3", almost as tall as I am, reaching his arm around me, cornering me, coming behind the counter, and the parents did nothing. They said, oh, he's autistic. That's not an excuse. That's not a fucking excuse. Sorry. Okay, I'm done talking about this. I think I need to find a new job. I was very lucky that, well, I wasn't very lucky. I was panicking for a good 10 minutes before somebody came. Like, I was panicking whether I should call my manager or not and be like, hey, I just need to get off. I was shaking so badly. I just wasn't in the right mind space. I'm still, like I said, still pretty dizzy, still pretty nauseous from the interaction itself. But I had asked my manager to take over my register so I could go in the walk-in cooler and scream because that's what we did in food and beverage. So, anyways, on to the positive things. I did stop myself from stopping by Michael's. I do want some knitting needles. However, I think it's very positive of me not to stop by Michael's despite my shitty day. I want knitting needles and I want more of the Caring Perfect Cloud Phasing Cloud Cake. I also want to kind of compare the yarns. I know we have the purple one at my local Michael's. So I kind of wanted to see if it was actually the new technique that they're doing with dyeing this yarn, if it's bleeding all the way to the ends, or if it's actually just that specific colorway is the only one that's actually pure white. First 15 minutes of my shift, by the way, I'm just walking around upstairs because I let my leadership know, hey, I can't handle these changes as much. I just really need a day where I'm like looking at the store and understanding why the store changed. That way I can come back the next day and be more efficient. And they let me stay upstairs, and I was just walking around, like I said, organizing the store as one does, and the line started getting long. And so I stepped onto a register, and a guest came up, and they pulled out like one of those wands. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but there is this one video that went around on TikTok for sure, probably on other social media sites. But they gave their parent a star wand in the drive-thru to tell them to tap to pay for it. And like, you know, the parent was like, oh, whatever, it's not going to work. And it worked because they had the card on the inside of the star wand, right? So that guest, like, she came up to my register and she pulled it out. I'm like, oh my God, is that one of those star wands? And she's like, yes, yes. And I asked her if she had to use it all week or if she used it at all this week. And she's like, no, but it's because it was too big and it was like, it was just too bulky. It didn't fit in my bag. I'm like, oh, that's such a shame. She's like, yeah. And that's why we're here. We're taking a video of this because I thought it was, I just wanted to get one video of it. I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. That's so awesome. I'm glad that you chose my line to do the video with me. And we were talking about it a little bit more. And she's like, I just 3D printed it. We got the pattern online. I made one for me. I made one for my pastor. His is in hot pink. I'm like, I think he deserved the hot pink. And she was just so nice and sweet about it. And I like cheered them on when they paid for it because I just think it's so whimsical and so cute. And so she paid for it and she started heading out. And oh, actually, I asked her like how it worked and like if she's able to take her card out and everything. And she's like, yeah, yeah. And she just like untwisted the top and like showed me how the card just slides out, right? And as she's heading out, she comes back and hands me the wand. It's so stinking cute. So what happens is you can, oh, sorry, buddy. You can untwist it and the card comes out of this little slot right here. Hold up. There's a little slot in there. You just stick your card in there. And it's a 3 like screw thing. I don't know why. I guess it's just like somebody found one pattern and then found another pattern and then just put them all together. But it's so cute. They didn't sand it down, which is fine. I don't mind. I just think I'm very, very grateful for this cute little toy that they gave me, basically. I think I plan on using it for my mic, to be honest. I don't think I'm planning on using it for anything else, really. I think this is the way it was. She didn't hand it to me this way, but I think it looks cuter this way because it kind of matches the sides. But maybe there's a reason why she put it on the other side. But I don't think I'm going to use it actually as an actual card holder. I might actually use it as a template for something else. But I think this is just so stinking cute. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm going to put this back together and then I'm going to try to stick my mic on it and maybe it will work. Terrible news, guys. It won't stick on. Well, I'm going to figure something else out for this. I think it's so stinking cute and I'm so very happy that they gave this to me. It's so whimsical. Actually, I might just make an outfit based on this because I think that'd be super cute. Maybe I can just like use it as a pointer. Be like, this one over here costs this much and this one over here I made with this yarn and this one over here. I think it's just so cute and whimsical. I'm not somebody who likes 3D printed art that much. I think it's mostly the dragons and like paying so much money for them. And when it's not their own design, I think it's a lot along the lines of why I don't like seeing other, well, okay, this sounds really mean. While I am a crochet artist, I'm also somebody who does garments and I only really sell stuff that I make that I've designed myself. And it makes it really hard to find any content on YouTube about it because there's so many times where the only content creators for crochet market vlogs are selling the same things over and over and over again. This is what sells, and it's the dang old loaf cat, or it's the leggy froggy, or it's the bees. And it's like, okay, well, let's get something else rolling. Let's get some other designs out there. And I know it's hard to do it, especially if you're trying to make it into a living. But I think that's what sets so many artists apart when they make something unique like this. Like the first person who made this, absolutely genius of them to make their lives more whimsical. I think that if you're a 3D printer person and you make your own designs, that's one thing. And I feel like this would be really good over at Ren fairs or like as an adult, like if you can make something that's not 3D printed, I think that'd be really cool too. Maybe I'll try to make my own that's not 3D printed. I think this is a good inspiration piece. All right, thanks for listening to me rant. I'm going to get back to crafting. I think my beans are starting to flower. Look at that. I didn't think they'd grow so fast. Oh, that's so awesome. So I don't remember what these ones are. I think these are the kidney beans. These ones definitely look like kidney beans because you can see the red on them. So I think these are the dark red kidney beans and then these are the regular kidney beans. And then we have these beans over here that's still working. They're kind of dry. They probably need to be watered, but this is so exciting. We've balled this guy up because we have another shawl done. If I could get up more quickly, I would show you. Ta-da! This one's very pretty. This one's very much not my style, so I'm glad it's going to go to a different home that's not mine. I love this, but I think I need to take a break from this yarn. I don't know. I have this thing in my brain that I want to use black and purple yarn, specifically this shade of purple. This one is lilac, and I want to make arm warmers and leg warmers knitted. I do have a 4mm hook up there, or hook needle set up there. Oh, I want to buy DPNs because everybody's talking about beanies needing DPNs, and I don't know what that means, but I'm willing to learn. I am going to take these bobby pins out, stick them in a Mentos jar up there. Y'all remember that for me because I'm gonna go looking for them. I'm not gonna remember where they are, but I'm gonna stick them into a empty Mentos gum jar, and I'm gonna label it shawl so that I know that this is how many rows that we did before we stopped doing rows, just in case I forget, because oh boy, I will forget. I pulled out my 4mm hook or needles, please. I pulled out my 4mm needles, and I know that you're supposed to use 5mm on here, but my 5mm are currently busy, and now I understand why knitting has so many needles, like so many tools, too many tools. So I think I'm gonna purchase a set of flat needles because honestly, the circular needles are kind of annoying me. I know that they're good for working in the round, which I will eventually, just now is not the time. And I think I also want to pick up DPN soon because I want to learn more techniques. I'm kind of tired of just doing the same thing over and over again. So we're going to start with this colorway. I have black somewhere in here, but I just got to go find it. I just sat down. I changed my mind because I want to be able to use black yarn. And the only black yarn I have right now is dedicated to another project. And I will not be using that yarn. Well, I'm thinking about starting the new other project. His nose is so wet and cold. Sir, you see that I'm busy? You want to smell the yarn? Sniff, sniff. Very cute. Anyways, I'm going to use this yarn because I've been wanting to use this yarn. And it's cute. It's pretty. I think I will be making a cat ear beanie with these. Oh no, I should probably try doing all of it. I want to make leg warmers. I want to make arm warmers. And I want to make a beanie. I don't really like cat ear beanies on me, to be honest, but I'm going to try again. Maybe I like it in knit. I didn't like it in crochet, so we'll see. We've got 300 stitches on here. My thumb hurts because this yarn isn't the best feeling yarn. It's a thinner acrylic, which is fine. Like, I like thinner yarns. However, it kind of feels like carpet burn, so I kind of hate that. Also, while I pulled out the center, had a sticky residue to it, and I'm not entirely sure what that was about. So hopefully I'll start liking it. It's such a pretty yarn, but if I don't like it, I don't like it. Look at this little man. He wants my attention so badly. Well, his attention is about to be granted because I am taking a break from my knitting, and I'm not gonna lie. This is definitely bigger than a hat. I mean, when I said 300 cast on stitches, I'm like, that sounds like a lot. That's probably going to be a lot. And well, wouldn't you know, that's a lot. This is definitely bigger than my head. I think at this point, I might measure out what, because it's 300 stitches, right? So how many stitches is like 30? Or actually, yeah, let me measure between a few bobby pins and then I'll see. Well, we'll see. Okay, so between 1 or 10 stitches, it's about 2 inches. So 2 times 30, I think. Yeah, because 2 times 30, no, that's 60. Hold up. 2 times 150? No, I know I'm better than this. I think it's actually just 2 times 300. Well, 2 times, no, that's definitely not right. Oh god. 10 divided by 2 is 5. Hold on. Give me like a million minutes for this. Okay, I think I was right the first time. It's 60 inches around. I don't know what I'm going to do with 60 inches around. I'm not that wide around my bust area. So maybe I can make like a skirt type thing. I don't know. I'm not frogging this because I got so many rows done. Look how pretty that is. Ta-da! It's making me consider doing more colorways in this because I do really like it. This is just way too big. So I think maybe what I could do, use it as like, okay, so how would you call it in sewing terms? Basically, it's just like an extra flap that you put over the bodice piece, and then you kind of like scrunch it. What's the actual term? It's basically where you like fold up the fabric and then you sew it in together. Gather. So I think I could do like a gathering around here, and then I'd probably take this down since now I know 10 stitches is 2 inches. I'd actually measure around my chest area at the largest point because I don't think I want to add darts quite yet. I'm not ready for that because at this point I'm already making my own patterns because I can't read knitting patterns. I'm sorry. I just started and I just haven't learned how to properly read. But I think this could be like a little flat piece that can go around the front. And then, like I said, I could do whatever the inches or stitch count amount will be around my bust area. And then I think I'm probably going to learn how to do some kind of shaping with straps, maybe. I don't know at this point because, like, I don't know what I'm making. I just started. Well, I could also use this as like the bottom of the top because I kind of want to make like a crop top. It is acrylic, so it's going to be warm, but I don't know. I don't want to frog it. Like, look how much work I got done. Oh, that's just too much work. But I might just frog it. I don't know. I could just like do a few more stitches or a few more rows, and then I just stitch it on, or I fasten it off. I think I could do that. I'll think about it. I'm going to go to bed because I work tomorrow. Hey, y'all. Unsurprisingly, I still feel like absolute shit from being basically assaulted at work. So today I'm going to stay home. I am staying home. I already called out. I'm going to put in job applications because if I'm being serious about moving, I need to find a job that I can transfer across states. So I need to find a big box store that I can transfer from. Unfortunately, the current job I have is only located here in California and other countries. So that's not a choice. So I'm gonna apply to some jobs and then we're gonna work hard on this guy. I'm probably gonna work hard on like ad ideas, I guess. I don't know. I hate ads. I hate ads so much. It's the worst part about owning a small business is trying to run ads and trying to get people to sign up or like purchase something from you. Every now and then I'll post something and be like, yeah, I made this and it's for sale, so you can purchase it. But like, that's about it. So I might do something like that. Anyways, I'm going to start on those job applications. Also, I'm changing my mind now that my head's a little bit clearer. Not really, but this is just not something I want to do. I don't want to make a skirt. I thought about it after I hung up on y'all yesterday. I don't want to make a skirt. I wanted the leggings or leg warmers. I wanted the arm warmers and possibly a beanie. So I measured my legs. They're 16.5 inches around. So I'm going to cast on 18 inches. And then from there, I'll measure my arms. Because I think knitting, personally, right now, is more measurements related as opposed to, I mean, you could say the same thing about crochet for sure. But for me, because I don't understand knitting too much and I don't know how to read any patterns yet, I think I can go off of measurements and kind of go in a way of sewing. Because like at the end of the day, when you're doing fiber arts, you're just making fabric. I mean, okay, that that really sounds like it's demeaning the whole entire craft. But you're making fabric, and with fabric, you can manipulate fabric. You can add darts, especially with knitting because it's so much thinner. You can add darts, and then you can also shape it. I am not at the point where I know how to increase or decrease. So that's one point of contention. But I do know how to make tubes. And I do kind of miss purling when it comes to working in the round, not gonna lie. But this has been a good exercise on how to measure your stuff, and that swatches are extremely important. I really wanted to work in the round on this because I was enjoying only knitting and not purling, but I can't figure it out because this is just, I think it's too short, and I don't know if it's a me issue or if it's just because smaller like projects aren't meant to be worked in the round. I don't mind working flat. I just know that my project's going to curl up because I'm working flat. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm a little nervous now that because I'm working flat, the size will be a little bit different. At least like my tension is pretty solid when I'm just doing knitting or just doing purling. But knit and purl, I know my tension's a little bit different because I do change my tension like here quite often. When I'm purling, I usually hold at 3, and when I'm knitting, I do it 2, which probably means my purls are tighter, but it is what it is, like I said. So we'll do some measurements, we'll do a little gauge swatch, and then we'll see from there. Also, I forgot to mention that this is 80 stitches cast on, so it's about at 16 inches, which I know will stretch out because this is acrylic yarn. And I know I'm not steam blocking because I don't have a steamer. I have a drying rack. And I'm going to drape it over the drying rack and let the weight of the water pull the weight of the fabric down. That way it will feel a little bit more natural. And maybe that will help with the curling. I'm not entirely sure. I need to look more into it. I think I read somewhere that it does, but either way, it's going to be in a ball shape anyways, or in a roll shape anyways, so I guess the curling won't be the worst offender of this. I don't know. We'll see once we get towards the end. I think what I want to do is I'm going to finish this. I don't know how long I'm going to make it, because I think I want to start it, sorry. I think I want to start it like up here down, because most of my, well, maybe mid-calf. I'll do mid-calf because that covers the boot, because like they're kind of boot covers at this point. I know some people, they do the boot covers like above the boot because like it's supposed to help with like length of sock, if that makes sense. So if you don't have socks that are long enough to cover or like your skin between your boot, that's why a lot of people make the boot covers. I don't like sometimes showing the tops of my boots. So I like to cover them. And then sometimes I wear shoes that don't really look like boots, except for like the bottoms. I don't know what they're called. I forgot what they're called. Crawlers? Creepers. I do love the look of creepers, and I've always wanted creepers, but I'm poor, and I thrift for everything, and I never find them in the stores. I got lucky finding a Target brand boots for, I think they were trying to retail them at $15, but I got that one nice cashier who always is like trying to jump onto the register when me or my sister-in-law come in and checks us out for a much cheaper price, which I really, really appreciate. I'm not sure how long I was talking to a dead mic, but basically, I think what I want to do is make this about half calf-wise, halfway up my calf, so I can cover the tops of my boots, and then on top of that, like, I don't know, that way I don't have to knitting. I don't have to knit as much, and then that way I can save the rest for other projects. I think I want to also add stars to this. I think yellow would be really pretty to accentuate this. I think I'm probably going to end up buying more colorways in this if I like it enough, because I think this isn't going to be too bad to do. I know it's going to curl up a little bit, and that's why I'm going to put it on a drying rack. I'm going to do my best to, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even know if you guys got anything from the last one. There's 80 cast on. If that's 16 inches, we're going to block it ish, let it drape with water dragging it down. And then we're going to see what it looks like at the end. This is how much yarn I had to recycle. Yep. All right, friends, this is what it looks like so far. That's the back side, the purl side. This is the knit side. I love the gradient. It's really, really pretty. I'm looking at the colorways for Big Scoop because this is specifically Big Scoop, and it doesn't look like they have one in a color way that I would like, i.e. candy corn. That would be really nice. So Lion Brand, if you're watching this far into my vlog, could you please make this in candy corn flavor? Because I think that would be really cute as leggings or leg warmers. They do have a black cherry one, which is like a whole bunch of different colored purple, different shades of purple. It says off-white, cool gray, purple, lilac, and deep lavender. And I love purples. So I'll probably purchase that. And well, not right now. I'm on a no spend, even with my business account. I was really good this week and did not purchase something, although I really, really, really mentally felt like I needed to. I did not. They also have Cookies and Cream, which is self-striping in white and shades of gray and black. I'll probably get that one as well. It's really pretty, and it works up very slowly. I need to not buy yarn, though. I have so much yarn over here, and the issue is I don't know what to do with all the yarn. I have like certain piles that I know I'm going to end up using. Let me just flash you guys over there and show you. This is my yarn wall right now. Down here is a yarn bag and a couple of yarn projects. Either this one right here, that one needs to be taken apart, but the rest are yarn projects that just need to be sewn back or sewn together. And then up here are all my acrylics from Big Twist, basically. So we do have black yarn, but that one is going to be for these 3 lime greens right here. Actually, no, there's 2 hot pinks in here. Those ones are what the black is for, because I'm going to make more defrosting skelly shrugs. This one needs to be over here, but I just haven't reached that far yet. I think, no, this is cherry. So I guess I could use that for something. This one is for stars. Basically everything down here is made for projects except for this white. I just happen to have it and I didn't have anywhere else to put it. But everything down here has projects. Everything up here, these 2, the Bernat Baby Velvets, they do have projects. There's more yarn behind those, but I don't feel like moving them out of the way. Most of these don't have projects. This orange one, these ones, they both have projects. This purple one right here, oh, that's better. Okay, yeah, this purple right here, this one has a project, but it doesn't have its counterpart colorway. This one right here, I just need to restock. Maybe, I don't know. I have had quite a few people interested in favoriting the Halcyon bow, and I don't know if I told y'all, but I do plan on doing a Happy Halloween sale starting July 5th and probably lasting about a week, maybe a month. I'm going to do a sale to celebrate the first day of Halloween because I love Halloween. This is the hot pink right here. That's inside this bag down here. So that actually belongs down here. So I might actually move that. This lime green, I don't think I have any plans for it. Yeah, this whole entire shelf basically has no plans that I know of besides these 2 right here. And then up here are mostly bamboo yarns, but some of them aren't, like these ones right here. The plan was to make striped berets, but with these 2 colors basically, but I just haven't gotten around to it. That's leftover Rave, Big Twist Rave yarn in the hot pink, or Scene Queen is what they called it. And I'm just too scared to use it because I don't know if we'll ever get it back, because Michaels is notorious for not doing fun things. And then we have my 3 skeins? Yeah, 4 skeins of Ace Pride, or it's Living Big Twist Living yarns, but they're the Ace colors. And I make bandanas, but I kind of don't really just want to make bandanas out of them. I want to do something fun. So I have those ones. I do have a white in here. I think I bought this white because the Hirschner's white is much softer. That's a Hirschner's up there. This one is Big Twist down here. And so I bought this when Big Twist was not in stores yet to try it out to see if I wanted like to switch my main dealer. And it's not my favorite, but I have it just in case. There's a couple Pride yarns in here from leftover skeins from when I bought some during Joanne buyout or closeout. I bought it in Lakeland, and I'm very, very sad. That was my very last time. That was the first Joanne I ever walked into, and then it was the last Joanne I walked into, and it came full circle. But yeah, most of these bamboo yarns do have plans. I just need to put them back into like a container and clean. That's the thing with having a yarn stash is it's, well, for me personally, it's never going to be organized. Up here at the top, I have projects that need to be or frog at least. And then I have like a bunch of miscellaneous things. Like I have more hair ties there, and then I have my hair clips, and then I have more knitting stuff up there, and then I have my crochet hooks. That's one of our Nintendo shrines. I think this is where we keep all of our Nintendo Land stuff. I think we have more Nintendo stuff, but I just don't feel like pulling it out. But yeah, this is the wall for now. Maybe I really shouldn't. Oh, there's also yarn somewhere else in the house. 2 more somewhere else is in the house, and I don't feel like grabbing them, but I have a lot of yarn and I really shouldn't buy more. But I don't know. I need to only purchase yarns now forever if I have a project planned, which I will have projects plans with these ones because these are cute. Good morning, actual day off here, and I have finished one leg. It looks rather short, I'm not gonna lie, but it's done. 80 cast-ons, 80 cast-offs. I don't think I dropped a single stitch, which is phenomenal news. I have quite a bit of tension errors, but it's something that I'm going to live with forever, probably. So I think what I'm going to do is, because I left a long tail, I'm going to stitch it up. And then I'm going to do some crochet borders. Yeah, I think that's what I want to do. So this is the top. I can't really tell that it's, well, I guess you can kind of tell. No, you can't. Well, I can't. No, the bobby pins, that's the top. Lol. Yeah, it looks different for sure. So I'm going to, like I said, stitch this up, and then I'm going to do the crochet borders. I think I'm just going to do a simple shell stitch. I'll look into other stitches, but I just kind of want to make this like not roll as much. Like I will be honest, it doesn't roll as much at the top and the bottom. It's just the edge. So I'll see what it looks like before I add the crochet stitches. I do plan to use a 3.5mm hook, but I'm going to be honest with that too. I think it's just too, well, no, it's not that big. Like the bottom of this kind of looks like a crochet stitch. I mean, it's all knit, but I also need to figure out a better way to cast off because it takes me such a long time to cast things off because it's just confusing to my hands. So anyways, step 1 is done. Without showing my foot, this is what it looks like. So it doesn't stick up on my leg, which is fine. I think scrounched looking leg warmers are cute. So if it like scrunches out on my boot, I think I'm okay with that. Also, I don't think I want to do crochet on this. I don't know. I'll work up another one. I also need to block this or stretch it out or whatever the heck I'm doing. I need to get it done. So get her done. Good morning. It is 12:29 p.m. So not quite morning on Thursday. And it is the day that I go through everything we made this week. And yeah, that's what we do here. So let's start off with the first thing I finished. And it was this beret base. Oh geez, I'm dropping everything. This beret base is going to be for a spiderweb beret, which y'all have probably seen millions of times at this point, maybe. I don't know how long you guys have been here. But we have one in the making as well, which is part of my travel project. So I'm not going to go out to my car and grab that because I just don't want to do that. So this is done, getting prepped for local markets. That's what I do. I also, in the travel market, travel whatever, project market, whatever, I have another one of these guys being worked up. This is a bow base for my fruit basket series that I have started a couple weeks back. They're for my lemon series version, whatever. I haven't gotten around to it. I've made it into my travel project because I just don't feel like actively working on it, since I'm going to be honest, I don't think I'm going to be accepted to another market for quite a while. I did sign up for one, and I guess that could go under this little section here as things that I finished. I signed up for another market, and hopefully I'll get in, and if I do, then I'll hurry up and finish those. But if not, I'll just work on them in the background. So that being said, the next thing we finished was this guy right here. Very pretty. Wow. I have taken a break from these shawls though, because it's a lot of work. Plus, I just want to move on to something else. My desk was really, really full. I get stressed out when my desk is messy, especially since I like basically live in this room. I come in here almost immediately after work. I come home, I wash up, or I don't even wash up. I just get changed out of my peasant clothes and I make my food. I come in here, I eat, and then I start working or playing my video games, which I have been working alongside playing my video games. So, what's the difference? So, yeah, I'm done with working on these for the time being until I get a sudden itch to do more. And plus, like, I only have one cake of the Karen Perfect Facing Cloud Cake left over, and it's a colorway I've already worked with, so I'm not really itching to do it right now. So I think next month I'll probably pick it back up. Maybe. I don't know. I've been able to like knock one out a week, and it's been pretty nice. Next up on the docket of stuff that I finished this week was this guy. This is just one. Knit does take so much longer than crochet. However, you can't deny how pretty this looks. And I understand why people say that crochet is just not good for wearables. I get where you're coming from. I think you're looking at the wrong things. This is crochet, and let me tell you, this is one of the most beautiful pieces I'll ever make in my life, and I'm very, very proud of it. Outside of like other shawls that have equally as beautiful patterns, I think you're just looking at the most mainstream, popular things if you think that crochet is ugly, and that's where I'll stop talking about that, because then I'll get like super judgmental and probably mean about it, because art is subjective and I just don't think that crochet is as ugly as people are saying it is. Anyways, we got one leg done, and then we started working on the second leg. We just haven't gotten very far on it, which is fine. I know I've been saying that I want to add stars to it. I think I want to add like a star to the middle, like right here, put a star, and it's pretty short. I get it. So I don't know how well it will stay, but one star in the middle, and then I kind of want to add chains. I think I want to make a bow out of this yarn too, because like I'm gonna have tons of yarn left over. This is about 1,000 grams of yarn. Not quite sure. I didn't do my own measurements. I didn't check the measurements. I just bought it because I thought it was pretty. My fault, really. We're gonna finish up the second legging. I may or may not make arm warmers coming up soon, or like fingerless gloves coming up soon. I think I kind of want to do like a whole outfit using this. Not a whole outfit, but a whole accessorizing deal using these yarns. And if it goes as well as I'm kind of planning it to go, then I will make it into a series and put it into my shop. But that's neither here nor there. That's a future me problem. And I don't have anything else to say. All right, bye-bye.